Thank you for tuning in with Enchantress. That is me, the babbler. That is me on this evolutionary, revolutionary rise that is happening right now at this time. And so this is going to be video number 3. I am trying not to be as annoyed as I can be. I'm just, everything is what it is. And so no reaction from me. I'm just going to do what I need to do. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new here, welcome. I hope that you would, like, comment, share, subscribe, and subscribe. And also check out all the information in the description box below, which will lead you to where you need to go, know, grow. Okay, also know that this, I'm not sure which YouTube channel you're checking out, but if this is not my new one, make sure that you're subscribed to my new one, okay? I am going to pretty much just go in, and because we got cut off on video number 2, which should have only been video number 2, and so now we're on to video number 3 because I didn't even get through to the message that I was just saying. So make sure that you watch all the other videos prior leading up to this one here, so that you can be all in, clarity, because clarity is powerful, right? So here we are. So in the previous first video, I pulled some cards, 444, right? 444, we're opening doors. What does 444 mean to you when you see these numbers of synchronicity too? Okay, but anyways, we're not going to get off on the babbles. We're going to go into the message here, right? So the first message, because this is where Spirit had me on track, right? Because here I went and I, like with the catalog of life, chose a particular superficial view to tap into and just target and go right into. Meanwhile, it's so dimensional that the message that Spirit was using me to convey didn't even get to be said. You know what I'm saying? Because I chose to navigate instead of flowing, allowing the inner knowing to guide, gear, reign. Because especially now with all the energies that are influencing these messages are timeless, okay? So when you're here, it's because you're meant to be here. I might say he's, she, me, we, blah, blah, blah. Energies are energies, masculine, feminine. We each have these within us. Take what resonates with you, or if you're triggered by anything that I say, that's for you to go in and deep look in you to see why it bothers you, okay? But either way, the energies that are influencing our lands right now, there's so many things happening that are creating this intensity of feeling. It's just like when I say, like, water and fire together, the lava that it creates. I think about that with my sun signs. In Western astrology, I'm a Sagittarius. In Vedic astrology, I'm a Scorpio. You infuse these two together. I call it lava. Lava. Me lava. Right? So we're in a lava state, right? Of getting to know. Is this me? Right? So right away, I'm, conveying the message as it's downloaded and released from me in whatever creative way I choose or decide to speak. The flow for me, it's orgasmic, you see. It's poetry in motion. Spirit spoke. Spirit woke. This is not a joke. Right. Murder, she wrote. Scripting. Right? This is freestyle. This is spirit. Right? There's no dress rehearsal for this. But we have free will to also navigate our own avatar perceived vehicle that we are on, right? So I immediately jumped into the reactive, the conditioning, the behavioral patterning, right? Of just jumping into the superficial, most superficial layer of an energy has an impact too, but we're not going to project out and see, because responsible I am for the choices that I do make. Accountable I am, because present I am. No excuse shall I make. And no beating myself up either. No, no, no. I've done that for so long. If you're here, I don't know if this was in this video or the last video that I was doing too, where I said, if you're here, you stubborn. Well, if you're here, you're hard on yourself. Too hard on yourself. And even if you've been working on it, you're still hard on yourself. Let's make shit light. Light as a feather. Right? Light as a feather. So anyways, so in the first video, I read it, the cards, the superficial way, which can be true. We can navigate and see all that kind of funky stuff that be going on, right? But we deep here. We like to go deep, 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 deep. So deep, we creep, right? So, woman holding her heart next to attachment. Man with a coin next to the seat. Some wicked witch from over there with her envy, right? Next to a broken heart. Because of a journey. And then there was a man holding a heart, right? So, we have appreciation, right? So granted, we could go on a superficial level and say a whole bunch of kind of storylines that can align with your storyline about how this happened and went down this time, and all this karmic stuff, and and just mental anguish of repeat swords of the perception we choose to view it on, right? Here we have a divine masculine energy, divine feminine energy. These are energies existing within ourselves. You got a yin and a yang, right? You have a yin and a yang energy that is coming to the surface. So it's kind of like the astrological full moon in effect that's happening at this time, right? Is this me kind of awakening aspect? Is this me? This woman holding her heart, right? This man holding a coin. Is this me? Right? You have the Aries like energy, right? That is fiery. Kindling our fires, igniting our passions. Strong, bold, assertive. me first, right? Part of that Aries kind of evolution of growth would be the parts of themselves that neglected themselves, that always put others before themselves, having to unlearn a lot of behavioral patterns and habits that never served their greatest, highest good, and finding peace and making peace and creating the harmony and the balance and the boundaries, and putting all the greatness that is wonderful about the signs boast, spice, fire, right? The excitement it can brew working with Pisces, right? Energy. So remember, I go by both. In Western astrology, those that follow that would say that the full moon is in Aries energy. And those that follow Vedic would say it's in Pisces. Meanwhile, if you look at all the composites and the mappings, or whatever the case may be, whatever you want to label it as or call it, blah, 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 it's still all out, working with one another, up in there, influencing us. So whether you want to call it full moon in this or full moon in that, it's still here. I don't get lost in the politics of who's right. There's knowledge for us all, right? So we have these benefits too from each of these astrological influences. You can, again, it's like the catalog of life, the choice of where you choose to put your focus on, right? So we're all presented with that option in varying ways every day. What choice do we choose for ourselves? Right? I wrote notes from when I was recording over there too. I just want to see if there's anything there. I love this quote too. And here it certainly applies. I'm just going to add it too. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. Socrates, right? So here I am. Babbling so you could think. Welcome to my world of curlies, right? We're addressing our illuminations, right? So these cards, I went already immediately to the soap opera dynamics of it. Oh, he said, she said, and this could be like this, and this could be this. Switch over here looking at you like, okay, and oh, envious too, about the he for the she, and the he, and the me, and the... Yeah, okay. Well, is that the solution? Or is that the pollution? That's the act, right? That wants you to react. We don't feed that, right? So here we are. Here we are. Finding the infusion, right? Creating evolution in the roadblocks, the limitations, the conditionings, the behavioral patterns. Our choice to participate in this discovery of our own divinity through the recovery of the parts, of the pieces of ourselves that when we recover, we might realize wasn't even still ourselves, right? The discovery of everything that we are. Wherever you are in your evolution, being prepared to take the next step, to grow from that space. So, is this me, right? Is the theme. Is this me? Whatever positioning you find yourself on, right? And in the first video, right? Look in the description box below. If you don't see the first video, go click and watch it, okay? Right? It's I'm gonna get it, hold on. So many things flipping in my mind. You gotta understand that at this time. Right. So it was like kind of like finding yourself in, because remember, this reminds me of the Ouroboros. Like if you watch any of my videos from last year, I was talking about this Ouroboros. I talked about it in a lot of videos, okay? It's 2019, 2018, and you should watch some of those videos from back then because a lot of those kind of things apply now. I even did a video last year in March, April, the spirit animal wisdom, and it was the bat oracles. One flash forward, literally 1 year later we're in quarantine over a bat, okay? And the bat medicine was about how certain things have to die in order for things to be reborn, something like that. Anyways, but yeah, you can watch those too. But what was I saying? One second. Lisa. Sometimes all you need to do is just take a breath. Breathe. Breathe. Right. Let me get back to the light of things, okay? So in video number 1, I was saying, like, you know, we might find ourselves, right? Some, not all. We're all evolving, no matter where you find yourself on. But it's like, if you go back to the videos where I was talking about the Ouroboros, right? It's the cycling of everything coming full circle. So it's kind of like the Aries Pisces dynamic, right? Because in astrology, it's understood that Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, right? When I share this, doesn't mean necessarily, like I said, I don't go by labels, placements, and politics in anything, because nothing is fact. It's just a level of understanding that you are now on until the next level of understanding that you can be on comes, okay? Can or cannot, whatever the case may be, it's still infinite in structure. We're limited in mindset, okay? And that's due to our conditioning. So let's not get it twisted, okay? So Aries, understood as the first sign of the zodiac, Pisces being the last, but the evolution of the circle, right? 12 signs of the zodiac, the cycle around, round, and round. So we have a beginning to an end, a cycle that's coming to an end, right? These two friends teaming up at the end or the beginning, because it is both. Because no matter where you are, it's either your beginning or your end for the new, right? Of whatever it is that you are creating for you. And that's the thing, is this you? Because there's a cycle that literally is ending for that time in its energetic ethereal space, which you have no control over. Yet it is activated because it has its own role. It knows its role, it's playing its role, and it's doing its role. How you participate while it does its role, now that's up to you. Knowledge is power. What you do with that, that's on you. I like the way Jupiter, Rise with Jupiter, had stated something, and I'm going to butcher it if I even try to say it now because I'm thinking it, but I can hear her voice, but I'm not hearing the exact words that she said. But, that wisdom is knowledge applied. Something like that. So, right. So, here we are. So, is this me? So, the first video was, is this me? And then you have a woman holding her heart, divine feminine energy. A man holding a coin, divine masculine energy. Yin and yang coming up with an attachment that's deceiving. What? And the whole thing is what needs to be released, purged, evolved. And then I pulled the Dark Mirrors card, which was, is this me? The evolution of the me that is coming into fruition again, or having this opportunity to recalibrate and regenerate and create, co-create, and participate presently, understanding that now is all we ever have. So whichever land you wake up, lucid or not, dream world, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, wherever the fudge you travel to, whenever you are conscious to the reality that you are in, that is your now. Right? Whatever consciousness you awaken to, that is your now. So, in your now is this me. So you have the imagery of the divine masculine energy coming up with the coin, deceit, material world, career, society's expectations on what is to be expected and how things are perceived. Like the reality of these kind of things. And you have the anxiety card that came up too. And all the overworkings of our crown chakra, of the thinking, the swords that come into mind, right? Because we hold on to these images, these perceptions, these illusions that create these distortions, right? So now you want to walk away. Just to walk away. Walking away from what no longer serves you. Because that's what full moons are excellent for too, the release of what does not serve you. And now the cultivation of what you choose now to create, that you are desiring for yourself. I have an excellent full moon full moon affirmation activation available for free on my blog. I have 2 blogs. This one's available on my website, enchantressthebabbler.com. You can find the blog on the this is it, 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. On the tabs, my blog is under light codes. And under light codes, you can view this full moon affirmation activation that is alchemized in every kind of way to align you righteously on your journey. You can go over there, subscribe for free, and receive all these kind of things. You know what I mean? And those that are subscribed, before I even blogged this information, which will not be available always, because I have also private things for those that actually subscribe and those that actually want other things too, that invest in that kind of thing. So there's so many varying levels of options for you, but there's a lot of free content there for you in all that I do, because I love what I do and I am here for you because I am here for me. I know. I arrived. Okay? So this is me walking away with full appreciation for all that I am, in my own discoveries, believing that I know what is not right for me, and I no longer can deceive myself by pretending or conforming or complying to this mask of pretend that does not match my vibration nor my frequency. And granted, I find myself right now between a rock and a hard place. But it's like the Eight of Swords card, where if I just looked around, I'm not really trapped. I just feel overwhelmed, because what I am beginning to now understand and learn and evolve within myself, certain realities don't match this alignment yet, and so I am having to deal with certain debris of past life energies that have created this experience that I am now having to still participate in, because this could be family, this could be a relationship, this could be work, this could be something that doesn't serve you anymore, because you are more and more aligned in your truth, and you kind of got a lot of clarity about what it is that you now want to do. And so you want to get into that groove, and you're doing these things too, but there's still other things that you have to take care of still. And so the energy that I was picking up in the video number 1 was like, people being upset about that, disappointed because of where they feel they are now, and not understanding or accepting the reality that they find themselves now in, awakens. And instead of addressing that, going deeper, be a little creeper, and explore what's ruffling your feathers some more, so you can open more doors. That's what happens. Knock, and the door shall open. Ask, and ye shall receive. But you must knock, and you must ask. And when you do, you must be open to receive. with absolute gratitude and appreciation. See, sometimes people feel bad for feeling bad about certain kind of things in their lives. And then later on, this is just me sharing, okay? Later on, they get to know me, let's say. And then they learn some of my story. I have always gotten, you're, like, how do you do it? You're so nice, or kind, and not bitter, revengeful, or upset. You're so happy. How do you do it? There's so many things that I can say. But there was always one feeling, even when I was numb from feeling. Oh yeah, there was a time in my life where numb was all I felt. It was necessary for my survival. And so, if there's one thing that I can account for through all of those journeys, most painful, I was still grateful. I even had an argument with myself about my gratitude. Was that a mask too? Is that just a mask to mask pain? To be grateful anyways. Thank you, Master. Give me another martyr. But I had to dive deep, like a creep, to reveal layers of myself to myself, for myself, in honor of I. Gratitude must be your attitude. In the root, despite the funk that is going on outside. And it's challenging. To center yourself in such a space of a place. Especially when nothing is going your way. It's like, fuck's sakes, can I get a break? So these energies are shadow selves here at play, coming to irritate you because you haven't dealt with whatever it is that you need to deal with about whatever it is that is being brought to your attention. No longer can it be neglected unless you're just going to allow its infection to spread. And this is all playing out for each of us in varying ways, while the portal gates are activating here, influencing their roles, their energies, their characteristics into our ethers that we take in, portals, vortexes of energy that has influence. So the way that I explain, like just even my dynamics of my sun sign, Sagittarius, in Western, in Scorpio, in Vedic, when you merge these two together, fire, water, you get this lava kind of dynamic of explosive streams of lava. Disintegrates anything that it touches. It's like the acid churning and burning in your stomach that breaks up the food. It's a metabolic process of infusion that's building inside of you too. As above, so below, as within, so's on out. And enough is enough. Is this me? Is this job me? Is this field me? Is this how I speak? Is this how I be? Is this how I think? Is this how I feel? Is this really me? And the anxiety of having to let go of every attachment of whatever that does not serve you. And a lot of it is fear of rejection, which stems to our environment. And if you are here, like how I said, and stubborn, and hard-headed, I said, what was the other one? I don't remember. I don't hold on to things in that way. But you're here, you're creative too, my dear. But you're here. You have strong emotions. People feel you. And if you're here, you're empath too. So it's addressing those attachments too that are not yours, that you carry and may have not even realized. This goes back into your childhood. You have such instilled in you behaviors, patterns, thought patterns. You have things that you say that your parents say, your grandparents say, your brother says, your sister says. Is that you? So there's an awakening further happening. I used to talk about this in my other videos. So I talk about it in these videos just flow, okay? So I don't know the name of this, but I always talked about the hybrids, right? The hybrids are a group of souls that I tap into in the collective that are not typically inclined to come from the same kind of spiritual line as some of the collective that is like I, whom has been tapped into this leveling of spirituality all their lives, right? In some kind of degree. The hybrids you see come from a different breed of a seed, of a life, of a conditioning, of a world that is way different than the star seeds, you want to call them anything, or, the already previously awakened ones, right? So these hybrids, upon their now awakening, that's even going even further into like awakening, they need guidance too. And they have a lot of shadow selves that are revealing unto them. And they may not come from the same hard knock life of an environment as you and I. But nonetheless, the hybrids have hatched. They are awakening. And it's overwhelming. Way heavy than the you and I who've had to endure this our entire lives. And so you might look to them on the side like, come on, act the part. We're not here to judge. That was for somebody. Somebody's. Okay? That's it. Okay. So they too are walking away from things that no longer serve them. But they still have ways to go. The same way we all have ways to go. For as long as that we are here, we have ways to go. Okay? Right? So we can, like the catalog of life, choose for ourselves the energies that we want to tap into. So for some, we're on the Ouroboros, right? Where some things are cycling back, then you have planets that are in retrograde. Mercury's in retrograde, and it's in Aries too, right? Making a lot of things like hot too, in our communications too, right? So things come up for us not to relive, rehash, or feel it again. You've already gone through this. What's that saying? Don't cry There's no use in crying over spilt milk, which is what most people do when they choose to continue to activate certain memories that trigger pains that they continue to cycle in all the time. And I'm not taking away any kind of compassion that comes from I come from an abusive life that I've had to make light, shine bright. This is just a note on the side. If you are in any kind of abusive relationship, mental, physical, in any kind of way, see, that's a trigger for me. And I'm going to absolutely, lovingly align and activate. Contact me, please. It will help you to see the rise and alignment that you need to breed and seed, to do what you need. But you have to want to help yourself. And that applies to everything and anything. It's like that empath narcissist relationship too. The breaking of those cycles to do what is best for you and not cycle the same cycle that needs to die, right? Right? What are certain kind of walking away from contracts? And then from the contracts, I see the balancing of the scales, like walking away from conditionings, from mindsets, from previous ways of doing things we hold ourselves to, like we have to do this in this kind of way because that is the established kind of way. Meanwhile, what do your passions have to say about you? Is this me? You might be in a place of a space of, let's say, even a workplace, or having to do many things to survive. I work more than one job, guys. That was a goal of mine, to make sure that the things that I am doing are in full alignment with me, about the things that I want to do, breed, seed. And it took towers crumbling to even be able to succeed, which is an ongoing growth thing that I'm still learning about every single day. As I grow in every kind of way. So then with Saturn going direct, we know great grandpa Saturn, he likes to teach us fast, right? Mercury in retrograde, right? Right. So then there's something in Venus too. I don't know what, but there's a lot of challenges too that are coming up in our intimate personal relationships. No matter who it is, whether it's parent, child, husband, wife, sister, brother, cousin, lover, mother, friend, foe, whatever. Seeds we sow, right? Challenges in our romantic and platonic relationships that we have, our partnerings, our business, our needs, right? Right? We're like unlearning our unlearning. We're unlearning our learning to evaluate thoroughly on our own. right? Right now, all of these messages are timeless. We are in, this is October 1st, right? Right, October 1st, when I'm recording this full moon, right, that I'm speaking of. It's technically in Western astrology in Libra season. But Virgo's in the house without a doubt. I feel that Virgo energy is strong. I feel like I'm more hermit mode, going in, doing the work now, more so than when Western astrology had it under the Virgo sign. Because I was feeling Leo energy. You know what I'm saying? So, it's about feeling out and learning for you what is truth for you, right? So then you have the planets, the Aries and the Piscean full moon aligning with Chiron, the wounded healer, right? The wounded healer, offering us more in-depth healing, reflection, recalibrations to our systems, right? The moon is so close to Chiron right now, they're like skin grazing each other, right? It's emotional energies. Aries is a crybaby, that fiery cry, passionate cry. Like, ugh, fire burning your eyes when they cry. And what about Pisces and they cry? You felt the ocean. You are the ocean. Right? Both love to escape them. So many shadow plays are coming up for each of us in different ways, showing up into triggering us to participate, to activate, to do something different. That was like video number 1. What are you now doing differently? What are you today going to do differently? What are you now going to implement differently about your strategy, about how you do things, how you communicate, how you speak, how you lead your life, how you live your life, how you express your life? I wrote this down. Escapist tendencies. Spirit is calling out. You must tend to the uncomfortable, or you will not pass go. You will not get your 200 points. Walking away from a broken heart. Walking away from all that does not serve. How can you hold into infinity a moment in time? Especially about the things that you don't want. We're conditioned to torture ourselves. We develop unhealthy habits that cause these patterns of behaviors to be our go-to pattern and behavior, that it becomes nearly impossible to identify for ourselves because it's the only thing you know. It's the only thing you are taught. And if you don't teach yourself or learn for yourself or evolve for yourself outside of the system, then you just become a puppet. A dead fish swimming with the flow. Right? I wrote assertive, aggressive, holy, righteous expression. This is a fiery and impulsive time. Moon, right? Energy. This is an introverted moon. Journaling, writing down, scripting, self-reflection, mirror affirmations. It's rediscovering, embracing ourselves in our process at this time. Deep spiritual transformation. I'm just reading through a minute. I wrote lava. Territory. Moon so close to Chiron, right? Yeah. Territory. The territory that it's in right now, it's lava. It's fire and water. Right? Right? With the Pisces full moon energy too, the deep awakening during this rediscovery process of, is this me? A completion of a cycle, allowing us the time to refocus, to be our own roots, grow, plant our own seeds. Are you ready to transform? Are you ready to level up? Are you ready to be you? Is this you? The sun and moon dance. Sun, outer self. Moon, inner voice. Okay, rhetoricals is the way you see yourself on the outside. You were to take your eyes out of your sockets and look at yourself and really see you from the outside looking in, right? Is the way you see yourself on the outside reflective of whom you truly are on the inside? Time to get to the real issues, the root. No more escapism, no more not holding yourself accountable for the things that aren't on blast in your life. Walking away. Forget the drama. You're addicted to drama. It's part of your conditioning to chase it, right? It's deceitful. It's an illusion. It creates distortions of your own perceptions about how you feel about towards yourself, the value you have on you. That's not the things you want to do. The Chiron effects, the Chiron, wounded healer effect is the rainbow bridge effect. A few years back on my social medias, I used to always hashtag walking the rainbow bridge without even knowing its reference to Chiron or having it in mind, right? Chiron guides from the low vibe, rainbow bridge time, taking you to the highest realm of consciousness. Channel your inner fire. Do not allow habits, dramas, or others to steer you on a path that is not you. Is this you? Okay. Is this you? Give me a minute. So yeah, so I'm happy that I got through my notes to give you Spirit's message about what the cards were revealing about the shadow perceptions that are being brought to the surface for some in regards to their current positioning in life and their current perception, idea, mindset, distorted illusion, belief system, attachment that they hold in high regard or as law or rooted somewhere in their being that causes this leveling of dissatisfaction, of disappointment, of lack of gratitude, to be upset, bitter, pouty, ungrateful, about your current now position, because it's holding on to things which are the attachments that do not serve your highest good or the greatest good for us all. For the level of accomplishment of this awakening state that you're currently in should be celebrated. We are recalibrated in full alignment, knowing truth for ourselves, knowing, learning, growing, discovering, creating, co-creating who we are, what we are, and being the best that we can possibly be in truth and alignment to what is occurring here. And so it's further developing. So now more shadows are coming up. And this can apply to any part in your life that you're finding some level of disappointment, whether this be love, whether this be friendship, whether this be career, whether this be family life, whether this be anything where you are in your life that you're not happy with at this time, and how maybe you're still having to deal with certain kind of other things in this life, and you feeling that at this time, because you finally get to the point, I deserve happiness, I deserve this, I deserve that, but I'm still going through this and that, and I'm doing that the best I can, the best attitude I can do, and I'm just doing all these things that I need to do. Just gotta get through. There's some level of escapism, of lack thereof, of accountability, about the distortion of perception you're choosing to react and activate over and over again. It comes from the cycle that does not serve you, that you're walking away from, letting go. It comes from those behaviors, those patterns. So, whoa, let me check myself, mate. Because I don't want to, it's like bringing your old girlfriend with you on a date with your new girlfriend. What? We didn't work out for a reason. So, whatever. But, yeah, look at choose your path. Okay, so I want to close this. I'm using now the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. And I just want, for whomever is here, I hope these messages were helpful to you, my dear. I'm just asking your angels and ancestor guides to offer some further insight into how to perceive, receive, achieve, or move forward in full alignment. What kind of insight can we receive? What kind of guidance that we need in regards to the is this me? Recalibration, development, evolution. That is I. Like, what kind of guidance can be offered at this time so that we can fully enjoy the process. I swear I just saw like an orb fly. Whatever. Anyways, yeah. Gypsy card. So, yeah, what kind of guidance can be offered that will be in greatest alignment for our greatest good and servitude to the entire whole? Shedding old skin, I just saw a snake. Choosing our path back again. Moving in new directions, not resisting. Surround yourself with protective energy. Going back to that envy card, right? There's lots of energies out there that you can feel. If you are here, you're an empath for real. You can feel all those eyes and all that hate and all those energies of the people that just you rub the wrong way. Protect your energy. You don't need to know whom it's coming from if it's just starting out. Trust, you'll know who it's coming from when you really want to tune in. If you're picking up the energies from around you, that doesn't make you powerless. Anyways, this here, every time someone comes here, they always feel better. But yeah, surround yourself with protective energy, knowing that you are absolutely divinely guided and safe. Okay? Do this before you go anywhere. Sign up with my website and you will be guided to have many kind of wonderful free things that you can use to assist you with on your journey, on your path to in full alignment with you. Take care of your needs, okay? Taking care of your needs, using the Aries energy of me first. This time, for real. Because I said so. Be devoted and committed to your path, okay? Track down your fears and your desires. Look at Hunter. Hunter comes up and we have the Hunter moon. Hunter blue moon. This October too. Although these messages are timeless. Track down your fears and your desires. I want to read that one. Track down all of your fearful thoughts and feelings. When you find them, you will find your desires too. The Hunter card is based on my favorite Celtic god, Cernunnos, 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 like Sam. He is the stag god of the wild and represents both the hunted and the hunter. Similarly, the hunter helps you connect with an energy that is both fearful and fearless. Your fears are the only things that are standing between you and what you desire at this time. So you have to come face to face with them, as the hunter does with wild animals, and go beyond them. Instead of being hunted down by your fears or other feelings that you have buried, become the hunter. You are being given confidence and strength at this time. So use your power to make a difference. You are not here to cower away or live in the shadows. You are here to realize your fullest potential. But this can only occur when you step up and do what needs to be done. When this card arises, there could be an opportunity to face an aspect of your past or bring closure to a situation that has been haunting you. If you are a man or identify as male, this card represents your masculinity and an opportunity to know yourself more deeply. If you are a female or identify as a female, this card represents your capacity to be strong and powerful and overcome limitations, right? So that was even just making me think about the girl holding her heart, letting go of attachments that do not serve, and the man holding the coin, letting go of deceit about this aspect of the coin. And he's beginning to better understand, right? So, sage, be devoted and committed, right? The sage. Be willing to go the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best you can possibly be. The sage represents the wise one within. When this card arises, it shows that you are preparing to become a great and insightful teacher to your peers. It guides you to take notes as the wandering yogi is on the card, because your knowledge and life experiences can impart incredible insights to those with whom you come into contact. Yes, it can, and yes, it will. This card is also about observation and becoming more aware of who you are and of all your inner workings, because that awareness can bring more clarity to your decisions. Devotion is a powerful energy. Right now, angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth. Your continued dedication to this aspect of your life has been recognized. And your understanding that you are not only a body, but also a soul is all you need to continue growing and expanding. The energy of oneness is offering itself to you now, and it's important you take some time to integrate it all so that you can be supported and guided by it. This is what the divine wants for you. Make a note of experiences or teachers making themselves known to you at this time, because you are going to share those teachings one day too. Beautiful message about being the example that you are, right, at this time. And there might be certain kind of things that some of you are going through at this time, and it's not for you to live in that experience again. It's for you to now activate your light codes and heal this situation at this time. So if you're somewhere where you don't want to be while you're working on other things, be fearless and stand strong, but choose your path. You don't need to get sucked into the energies all around you. When you stand in your truth and you know your truth, then you are not over exhausting yourself. Like, shed old skin. Okay. Beautiful. What other advice do we have? Guidance being offered here for those beautiful souls that are here watching. Take time to reflect. Be fearless and stand strong. Release the old and rest. Shaman. Hunter. Track down your fears and your desires. Here lies your entryway into a portal of new that wants to happen for you. Wants to honor you in your truth about what it is that you do. Is this you? Are you real? I want to be a real boy, is what I hear at the Pinocchio, right? Follow the voice of your soul. I want to read that card. This is Star Ancestor. And then we're going to call it a day. Star Ancestor, or night. Whatever. Heed the messages coming directly from your soul. The Star Ancestors is a Native American term for extraterrestrial light beings who are dedicated to the healing and growth of the world. These incredible beings are divine embodiments of love who bring wisdom from the higher realms. Often, people feel a sense of connectedness when they look up into the night sky and see the stars. Tinkle, tinkle. I believe that's because they are remembering their starry connections. And those are what this card represents. The star ancestors remind you that you have otherworldly support, and that your friends from the stars can help you if you are willing to be helped. They can support you in connecting with and following your soul's deepest calling. There's a deeper purpose to your human journey. Not only were you born on purpose, you were born for a purpose. You were born to be a bright light in the world, and there are supporters out there in the universe sending waves of energy to guide you at this time. Information and inspiration that has been coming your way recently is not new information, but memories. Your feelings of being drawn in a particular direction are the awakening of an aspect of your soul. You are being drawn towards a road that will not only light you up, but also help you light up your corner of the world. Continue following the cosmic guidance that is coming your way. Okay? Continue to align authentically. Enjoy success and happiness. When you align in your truth, you bring yourself justice. Follow the voice of your soul. Loosen up. That's what's up. Allow yourself to be everything that you are. That's too many. One more. Thank you for tuning in with me. I really love you guys. I hope these messages were helpful. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, freaking subscribe. And make sure to check out my other channel if you're not on that channel already. And make sure to follow just both channels. All right, how about that? You never miss a beat. One more message for you. And I go. Dream and journey. Move in a new direction. Dream your journey. And move in a new direction. Traveler. Traveler. Welcome any opportunities to travel, either to the outer world or to your inner worlds. The Traveler card represents the gypsy spirit within. The opportunity to move in a new direction is coming your way, and ancestral wisdom is encouraging you to welcome it with open arms. Going on a trip is an exciting process because not only do you learn about the world, you also learn about yourself. This card often comes up when you have a chance to go through a process of awakening and understand even more about the amazing qualities you have to share with the world. Often such journeys can be lonely, but this in itself can teach you that you are never really alone and your angels and ancestors are there for you. Listen, I have been going at this all my life, pretty much on my own. I have raised my daughter on my own. Yes, I've had relationships. And as of right now, years, single, celibate. Okay? One of the most easiest things I can do is hook up. It's not what I want. So I have learned on this path that most times I am by myself. And there have been many experiences in my life where that sucked. But I am grateful. And I see what a blessing it truly has been for me. Okay? The road you are on may be the road less traveled, but this journey is going to be highly beneficial for your emotional and spiritual growth. If it isn't about covering outer distance, it's about covering distance within, and you will be evolving every single moment. Remember to keep things simple and to lighten your load, because that will make your journey more enjoyable. You are also being encouraged to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person, because this recognition will support you in going even further. And there's a good chance that along the way you'll make new friends who will become companions for a lifetime. Yes. For me, we meet, we greet, light work. Let's make our loads lighter. Take this moment to breathe in with me. Abracadabra. Lighter is your load. Healing is your road. Rise in your full majestic light. You are beautiful. Just so you know. Arise now. Feeling good. I just heard hard. Okay. Either way, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Make sure to check out the description box below for all information that you need to connect with me. Thank you.